unbreakable sign. For Mordian and City, they raise he may be advanced. The Mordian spirit will never be chance. With faith in the Emperor, they fight as one, their bravery shone. Their bravery shining brighter than the sun. The light shining brighter than the sun. So let that story be told through the ages to come of the Mordian 50th rifles and of the wars that they have won.
Hello again and welcome to another Mordian Glory live stream. It's an ugly stream, a bug stream, a stream hostile to human life as we know it. It's a pre-tournament hype stream, baby.
Infantry, sir.
That's the biggie. Maybe I should have that as the title.
Infantry made me the man
I'm going to change
today.
it. I'm going to change it. Pre-tournament hype stream. There you go. I like that. I'm going to update it on Twitch as well. I think it should be... I need to update it on Kick at some point, but it's fine for now. Let's have a look. Come on, Kick, you bastard.
Glory for the first man to die!
There you go. I thought I was all set up. But then I was like... You know what? Pre-tournament hype stream is pretty cool. So, we'll change to that. How are we all doing, little chickadees? It's the Friday stream. Pre-tournament hype stream. It's going to be a good one. I see the fan MG for the fact that it's 30 fucking degrees. It's very warm. It's very, very warm. My hair is blurring in for the propaganda shots, but also for the fact that it's very, 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 very hot. Today, guys, we are going to be talking... What is the briefing? What is the briefing? Today, we're going to be talking all things guard, tabletop, competitive. That's it. I want to do a whole thing. You know what? I actually want to, at some point in today's stream, do a little bit of a... Where is the guard right now? What is the state of the guard right now in this competitive meta that we find ourselves? So I want to talk about that at some point. But of course, it's a Mordian Glory stream. So anything goes, baby. You want to talk about 40k? That's all gravy, baby. You want to talk about Old World, Bolt Action, Conflict 47, Horus Heresy, motherfucking Battletech. I know Trooper's going to be around here somewhere. You know what? You want to talk about it? We'll talk about it. Hobbying, army list, competitive, casual, narrative, historical. I don't fucking care. As long as we're having a good time, we can talk about it. You want to contemplate the foes of mankind? I'm in there. So it's a Just Chatting stream, but with a little bit of pre-tournament hype. And obviously before a tournament, I always like to... it always gets me thinking about guard and the state of competitive play and all of that good stuff. So that's kind of the briefing. So with that said, let us now march ever onwards into today's stream. 1 second. Cosmic, thank you for the very generous super chat. I'll profusely wank you off in a moment, okay? But just want to say big thank you. All right. Traditions are very important on the Mordian Glory channel. Traditions are what separate us from the renegades, the heretics, the traitors, and what make us the Emperor's true finest, his Imperial Guard. Yes. You guys know what to do. Kick gang, Twitch gang, YouTube gang, rise up. Get those 07s down in the chat. Let's see who is ready to rock out with their cock out on this fine, warm Friday, warm evening. Let's have a look here. We have got the Lower Decks, Mindset, Cyrillic Dude, Derek Belanga, Scully, Deanne Steen, Squidfist, 2 over 2 Wheels, Christian Steam Camp. We've got Joseph Wrigley. We've got Emma 1701. Willario, my boy. Willario 82. We've got Spriggs. We've got Jammy. We've got Blinky. We've got the Half-Inch Stream. We've got Mild the Knife. We've got Spriggs going into timeout for the next few minutes. 1 minute. There you go. We've got Fear Factory. We've got Zark 1969. We've got Rev. We've got Hinglesworth. We've got Cosmic Drew. We've got Blinky, a free man. Nick the Salamander. We've got Simon Evans. Salty Simon is here. Should you be getting an early night? I am getting an early night. It's only going to be a short stream tonight. Don't you worry. Did you get my message? What time do I have to be at Element tomorrow? I'm presuming 9, but if I can get away with getting there at like 10, that would be ideal. He hasn't read my message. Simon just doesn't... To be fair, I always take like weeks to get back to him, so it's fair enough. Simon, what time do I need to be at Element tomorrow? If I can get away... What? Can I get away at 9:30? 10 o'clock? What's the kickoff? When does round 1 actually start? Not when the door... No, Simon. I don't want to know when the doors open. I want to know when round 1 starts. Because I'll get there in time for round 1, but I'm not fucking sitting there for an hour fingering my asshole. Alright. I'm getting there. 9 is the earliest I'm getting there. 9 is when the doors open. I know that's when 9 is when the doors open, so you can't trick me. I run events at Element, alright? There's no way that the first round is at 9. Doors open, round 1. No way. 9:15. Alright. Alright, I'll aim for 9. There you go. Alright. We've got Lemon Crossview. We got Emma the Editor. We got Bad Rabbit. We got Mark of Talibaland. 2 of 2 Wheels. Bremer 1701. Bad Rabbit, say my name, baby. We've got Marold and the Eternal Crusader. Welcome. We've also got over on Kick Gang, we've got Chicken Detonator, Marold, Spriggs, original Bad Rabbit, baby, and Spoon 1000. And on Twitch, we have got Russell W, Turtle 1, Zero Alpha. We have got Princess Drusus, and we have got Spriggs, and we've got Russell W. There you go. He's just... Spriggs just spams in every chat. This is the way. This is why I don't worry about banning him on YouTube, because he just fucking... He's like the way that the agents... Agent Smith just describes a virus. He just spams one chat, and then when he gets banned, he moves on to another stream. Alright, I'll be there at 9, Simon, don't worry. I was hoping it'd be a 10 o'clock start. Just 10 o'clock starts. Just saying. Well, welcome to all of you crazy, beautiful sons of bitches. Thank you for joining today's stream. Hope you guys are having a good one. Got a few more sneaking in here. Akashreka, Booty Warrior, all that good stuff. Thank you for joining. Don't forget to go ahead and smash that like button. Look, I know it's cringe as fuck asking for likes. I know it is. But it's got to be done. And gentlemen, liking and subscribing to the stream is very beneficial to the YouTube algorithm, and also is a great way of supporting the channel. And also, if you don't like and subscribe, then GW will make every army mandatory Tau and Eldar. So if you don't like the stream, you have to play Tau. If you like the stream, you don't have to play Tau. If you subscribe to the channel, you don't have to play Eldar. There you go. There you are. Don't forget to follow on Kick. Don't forget to follow on Kick, and don't forget to follow on Twitch. If you're on Twitch, don't forget to tuck one of those prime subs into my G-string. But yeah, very appreciative. Speaking of supporting the channel, let's take a moment now to go through and wank off personally every single person who has gone above and beyond the call of duty. Coming in with the super chats, the member flexes, the gifted memberships, and all of that good stuff. So, starting off, we have got the man, the myth, the legend, Marold the Knife. Thank you very much for the super chat, bro. Thank you for the gifted membership, I should say. Marold always joins, always supports. I thought I'd give you a chance, Marold. I thought I'd have the stream start at the normal time. Give you a chance. Marold, thank you so much for the gifted membership, sir. And as always, I raise my glass to you, sir. You're an officer, a gentleman, a scholar, a good sir, and a kind sir. Mal, thank you for watching on YouTube and on Kick, mate. Appreciate it. Are you on Twitch as well? I just want to check. No, but that's okay. You're on the other two, which is fucking sick. I just didn't want to miss out on saying thank you if you joined on all three. I want to say I wasn't like being like, why aren't you on Twitch, Mal? That wasn't what I was doing. Mal, thank you, mate. I want to say a big thank you to Princess Drusus. Thank you for the 12-month sub, baby, on Twitch. Yes, yeah, buddy, yes. 12 months, my God. 12 months of being in the Penal Legion. 12 months of seeking absolution on the battlefield. Thank you so much for the support. And 07 back at you. Glory to the Penal Legion. First in, never out. There we go. There we are. I also want to say a mega, massive, big dick swinging, giga chatting, motherfucking thank you to the king of the ocean, the emissary of the flare, and the one true octopus, Cosmic Drew. Cosmic, thank you very much for the double Baneblade chat, baby! Yes! Double Baneblade. Shit. Shit. Cosmic coming in big time. Oh my God. Cosmic, thank you so much for the incredible support, man. Thank you for being an absolute fucking hero. Holy shit, man. Is it time? Is it finally time to unveil the Tank of Terror? Can it actually be true? Has Simon's fate finally come? Has the word of flare once again been made manifest? Don't keep me waiting. Let's open it. 1 minute. I don't know, Cosmic. Has it? Is it here? Let's fucking do it. Well, I presume it's from you, Cosmic. It is. It's got your name. It's got your name on it. So if it's not from you, I'm gonna be a bit worried. All right. Now the big question is, Cosmic, is it going to be a Tank of Terror, or is it going to be a mini Shatterlord? Simon's dreading this right now. He's like, oh God, what's he said here? It's not so bad this time, Simon. It's just a tank. It's not going to be an entire kill team purposely designed to counter your army. Chance will be a fine thing. How the fuck do I open this, Cosmic, man? It is sealed tight. We'll get in, one way or another. It's opening. Ugh. Hang on, there's a letter in there. 1 minute, let me go and get the letter. I know the letter's just like... It's just like padding or something, but let me have a look. Oh. No fan. Full speed. Always put the fan on low speed. Aha!
Victory is assured.
Alright, let's see what the letter says. Alright. Instruction for the Tank of Terror. Please note the ghost model on top of the tank is held there by strong magnets. The ghost man can be removed but will still be chained to the turret. When removing the ghost for storage, please grab at the base where the magnets are connected and lay the ghost man on top or beside the turret. The side sponsor guns are fixed in place due to one breaking off and having to be glued in place. The whole weapons can be replaced, and I have included a heavy flamer for default and a trimmed las cannon for full anti-armor kit. Please be careful with the ghosty man and enjoy the Tank of Terror. From Cosmic the Flare, your friend, Drew. Cosmic! I will enjoy it, mate. I will enjoy it. Thank you. I'm gonna keep that. Always appreciate a nicely written letter. A written letter. Alright, let's have a look. Alright. So, it looks like a Rogue or Dawn, but it's not a Rogue or Dawn. 1 minute. Oh no. Cosmic, a bit of leg fell out of the... Oh no, a bit of leg has fallen out, Cosmic. Just from opening it. I didn't do nothing. I didn't do nothing, Governor. Oh no, is it going to be a Tank of Terror? Or is it going to be a Shatterlord? Oh my god, there's packing peanuts everywhere. Right, 1 minute. Okay, I definitely didn't shake the packing peanuts out. And then the tank didn't just fucking fly out. Oh no. Oh no, Cosmic. It's alright. I think everything else is... It's just the hull. It's just the hull. It's just the hull. Hey, what's this motherfucker? There's another motherfucker in here. 1 minute. Oh my god, there's bits of fucking this. Watch this. What if it'll do it? Whee! There you are. Okay, that's padding. Ugh. Let me get the model that I flung on the floor. Alright. I've got it. Okay. Weapons. I've got them. Oh, it's alright, Cosmic. I think it was just one of the dead bodies. Oh my god. Dude, this thing is so cool. I'm gonna show it off in a minute. I'm enjoying it first. Oh, hang on, I realized I hadn't got my... I wonder why I felt a bit dark in here. 1 minute. Alright. Okay. So the bit of leg was from one of the bodies. So good news. The Tank of Terror seems intact. This is so cool. Okay. Let me get the turret. Where's the turret? I'm being very careful. I'm being very, very, very careful. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Dude, this thing is so cool. I see what you mean now. Yeah, you've got to lift it from the bottom. Yeah, yeah, okay. This thing is so cool. All right. Let me put that on there. And then let me get one of the weapons. I'm going to go for the flamer because it feels appropriate for a vehicle like this. Well, I'll try both out for size. Is there a name tag in there? Korgoth the Conqueror. Amazing. Amazing. All right. Oh my god, Fear Factory. Fear Factory, thank you, man. I'll wank you off properly in a moment, but little thank you now, proper thank you in a moment. I quite like that. I like the homebrew Laz kind of Cosmic, that's kind of cool. Alright, gentlemen. Are you ready? The hype train is in full. In fact, I'm going to show you guys two ways. I've been putting it together. I've been gushing over this my own self. But are you guys now ready? Are you now ready to see? Behold, the latest product from Cosmec Productions. It is the Tank of Terror. 1 minute. I gotta have the right song for this. 1 minute. Cosmic, you know, I gotta have the right background song for this. Blood for the Blood Pact! Oh, look at this thing, man. It's so cool. The chains, the body, the bloody tracks, the crimson armor, the cornate symbols. It's the fucking ghosts. It's like a demon engine with like a ghost on top of it. I have been looking forward to this. I have been looking forward to this for Cosmic. It must be over a month. 2 months? Thanks to the vagary of fucking warp travel, aka the postage service. Let me get you guys a close-up view. There you go. There you go. You guys can see it in all of its glory now. Look at this thing, man. Look at this thing in HD. It's very, very heretical. I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. It's so cool. It's so cool. And Cosmic, you've got my color scheme down to a T. Wow, look at the fucking bodies on the sides, man. They're so fucking gnarly. Shit, man, Cosmic, really? Can we get an 07 down in the chat for Cosmic? This has been greatly anticipated by myself, greatly anticipated by him. And I know that now it's finally paid off, man. I'm just going to leave that on screen for a bit, Cosmic. I'm literally just going to leave that on screen for a bit. I think it looks so good. I'm just going to leave it on screen for a bit. And this is the last cannon bit for it as well. It's not even a hobby shoe. I'm just going to leave that on screen for a bit, man. I think it looks cool as fuck. Cosmic. Oh, there was one other thing. There was another thing, actually. We're not paying, Matthew Edwards. We're not paying. There's another thing, actually. Cosmic sent me something else. I wasn't expecting this. Look at this crazy... Let me just put that to one side for a second. Look at this crazy motherfucker. It's like a traitor ogrin. I'm guessing like a traitor ogrin of some kind. It's very, very, very cool. Oh, yeah, I got him, Cosmic. Holy shit, man. Holy fuck, man. Honestly, all of the best bits about my Blood Pact army have come from Cosmic. The Shatterlord, the Flayer, the Tank of Terror, the Enforcer. Fuck, man. Cosmic, I know you, like, obviously, you're a Krieg guy. So for you, like, the Channel Krieg army was, like, you know, like a big deal. And it was a big deal, don't get me wrong. But I have to say, I think that your most creativeness, your creative side truly has flourished on the traitor side of things, which is bonkers. Absolutely fucking bonkers. Oh my god. Dude, so cool. You might think you're a Krieger, Cosmic, but I think you might have fallen to chaos a little bit. There we go. Holy shit, man. Cosmic. 07. You beautiful, amazing lad. Thank you for your support. Thank you for being a true friend. And thank you for being a goddamn hero. A hero of the pact. Oh, man. All right. All right. That's absolutely... Honestly, look at this face, Cosmic. I cannot tell you how much I've been looking forward to this from when I saw the first pictures. I cannot tell you how sad I was when, like, it got fucked, like, when it didn't make it the first time. I can't tell you how relieved I was when it made it back to you. And I can't tell you how grateful I am that you sent it again, man. Seriously. Thank you, mate. It means a lot. Thank you. I'm super psyched for my Blood Pack now. I really want to start using them at tournaments. It's got to be done. It's got to be done. I don't need another guard army, but I want one. I really want one. Cosmic, let's see how Simon likes the tabletop. Oh yeah, it's gonna be cool. It's going to be very cool. And Cosmic, now that the Flare and the Shatterlord can work together again properly, it's going to be good. Yeah. Cosmic, I'll tell you what I'll do, mate. I've got a few more super chats, so I will get the Graves tank out and put it next to me so I don't forget, and then we'll come back round to it. All right? All right. Actually, I'll just do it now, Cosmic. I'll just do a quick one now. There you go. Let's take a look. There we go. And then we can just blast through the super chats and we'll be all gravy, baby. There you go. So we've got the tank of... See if I can get them side by side a bit better like this. There we are. There you go. We've got the tank of terror on this side. And we've got the Graves tank. There you go. That's so cool, man. It's so good. Honestly, bro, the fact there's a blood pack guy chained to the front of this one, it makes this one so much better now. It's so fucking cool. Yeah, we'll leave them on. I'll leave them on camera for a bit, Cosmic, whilst we're there you go. See if I can just push that guy back slightly. Oh no, the tank. It's the tanks look better side by side. Tanks can steal the show. There we go. All right. Let's have a look here. Cosmic, thank you, mate. 07, buddy. Next, we'll say a big thank you to Blinky. Blinky, thank you for the super chat, man. List in stream discussion. Oni-chan, Senpai, Desaruni. What the fuck does that even... This better be a bot action list or you're going to be in serious trouble. He says... Why are you saying Oni-chan Senpai and then just sending me a regular guard list? Alright, I thought you were going to do like a Japanese bolt action list or a tower list. But that's alright. I'm happy it's a guard list. Ursula Creed, Caden Command Squad, Commissar, Lehman Russ Commander, Rogel Dawn Commander. What detachment are we in? Combined Arms. 20 Caden Shock Troops, 20 Caden Shock Troops, 20 Caden Shock Troops. Artillery Team, Field Ordnance Battery, Kazakin, Hellhound, Battle Tank, Exterminator, Scout Scent, Chimera. Okay. I'm not against that list. Personally, I prefer Lehman Russes that bring their own damage. You guys know I'm not a super fan of the Exterminator and whatnot, but between a clever use of Fields of Fire and the Hellhound, hopefully like the Battle Tank and the Exterminator and the Rogel Dawn won't feel like they're lacking AP. Yeah. Hopefully. So yeah, overall Blinky, very, 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 very solid list. I think the key to making it sing will be making those low AP weapons punch hard. If you can manage that, you'll be able. The criminal element has never been busier. Crime, exploitation, and sexual deviancy and degeneracy are rising everywhere. But enough about the Von Shithouse dynasty. How dare you, sir? How dare you not continue to talk about us? We have 3 possible options to track down our expert on the strain. We have 3 possible options to track down our expert on the strange and occult in my mind. Do we A, seek out the renowned data thieves and info brokers of Port, Firm and Perky? B, try and barter a deal with the BDSM fanatics at the Inquisitorial outpost of Redacted? Or, and I really do not want to consider this, make contact with the Penal Legion and let those deviants help us if they can get their hands off it for a hot minute. Artist impression of the lower decks flying casual. I know what you're trying to do. By saying option C is the one you really don't want to do, you're trying to use reverse psychology to make me say, well, that's the one you obviously need to do. And you know what? It totally worked. Option C, baby! Let's do it. Penal Legion all the way, man. Let's fucking go. There we are. There we are, man. Oh, my God. There we are. Lower decks, you know what to do. Booty Warrior. Booty Warrior, thank you so much for the Giga Chat. Yes. Now I like you. And I want you. And we can do this the easy way, or we can do it the hard way. The choice is yours. Well, I don't think we're going to be doing it anyway. I hear you picking the hard way. Sexy I know it, LMFAO. Just picked up some Catachans, very stoked. You're and fucking stud, good luck. Booty Warrior. I picked the easy way. We're not taking any song requests tonight, Booty Warrior, because it's not a hobbying stream. I do apologise for that. But I just want to say a massive thank you for your support, and I look forward to seeing your Catachans. I have to say, I love painting Catachans. I painted one recently, and the old goofy honestly, this old goofy model just made me so happy. It's not, the camera's not focusing on him. I could get it to focus on him if I was trying. There you go. So there you go. So dude, please, when you get those Catachans built and painted, share the pictures. I would love to see. I'd love to see how they come out. Andrew, thank you for the personal compliment as well. I appreciate it. I'll pass it on to Mrs. Mordian. It'll be the first she's heard of it. Over the chat, Mrs. Mordian boys. I want to say a big thank you to Turtle10 Alpha. Thank you for the 150 bits, baby. Yes. Thank you for the 150 bits, man. Twitch gang rising up. First bid to get you to join the Elysian team for TTC. After all, you did personally lose to me in the last TTC grudge match. Yeah, but here's the thing. It's all about teamwork. And my team beat your team. And that's all that matters. Joining the Elysian team. Normally I join a different team on Kriegsmas, and I joined. Well, I don't even know what team was I on for Kriegsmas that last year. Alpino Legion, of course I was, because Mad Larkin was talking mad bollocks, and then he was the only one to fail the vow, and he fucked our 100% completion rate over. I remember. If Mad Larkin had delivered what he'd promised, we probably could have won the whole thing. As it was, we only came second. I remember. TTC, I might be on the Mordian team. Tradition is I float around teams on Kriegsmas, and I stick with the Mordians on TTC. But I am open to lobbying. I'm very open to lobbying, so I'll consider it. I'll consider it, Turtle10 Alpha. I'll consider it. I want to say a big thank you next to Mark at Talabetland. Deastal. Mark, good for you to show up for once. I'm only kidding. I've just read your message. Sorry, MG. Work and Jude Awakening has claimed my soul. It's understandable, Mark. It's understandable. I've had to resist June Awakening because I know that I would just not stream for like a month whilst I no-lifed it. I know what I'm like. So, well, I might stream, but you wouldn't get any I'd be playing the videos during the day. I'd be playing the game when I was during the day we're meant to be recording videos, and I would be playing the game at night and streaming it. That would just be it. There you go. There you go. Mark, great to have you back, man. Thank you for your support. And 07, buddy. Nice. Shout out to Marold, Russ W, and Turtle10 Alpha for all of the sound alerts as well. Nice, boys. I want to say a big thank you to YPYN Thundero. Thank you very much for the Giga Chat. Yes. And my first 2-day tournament this weekend. Me too. Are you there? Are you at my tournament? No. That'd be very, very strange if you were, considering that you're in America, and I'm not playing in America this weekend. Want to know if you had any insight on how to make the most of my list. I think it's the best I could do. I mean, I need to see your list, good sir, kind sir. And I have your list. Okay, let's have a look. Combined Arms. Caden Command Squad. Caden Command Squad Grand Strategist. Catachan Command Squad. Lord Solar Leontis. Slay Marbo. Ursula Creed. 10 Caden Shock, 10 Caden Shock, 10 Catachan Jungle Fighters, 20 Catachan Jungle Fighters, 10 Catachan Jungle Fighters. Chimera. Kazakin, Engineers, Vank, Scout, Sentinels. Tempest Aquilans. Okay. Your list is alright. It's not great. It's not terrible. So, basically, it's slightly top heavy which means that you've had to cut points elsewhere, and so you have not quite as much damage dealing as I would like. So overall, it's not bad. But so you've got 3 Lehman Vanquish in there. I personally think if you're gonna go down the Lehman Russ spam route, you want 5 in a combined arms list. So you see how you've got 3 Vanquishers, which is good, but that's a little. You could do with a few more, even 1 more. Yeah. The infantry side of things is very strong. Big Catachan Blob, love that. Couple of 3 Kazakin squads of that. I mean, you've got 10, 20, 30, 50 infantry slugging forward, and then Catachan command squads looking forward to 55, and then a Chimera with the squad in size. That's like another. If you count the Chimera as the equivalent of 10 guys, you've got 75 infantry, so that's fine. The only issue is you can probably get away with a couple less scout sentinels. 1's typically enough. Yeah. And then you've got both a Cadian command blob and a Creed command blob. Normally, you've got a Supreme command blob with the Lord Solar and a Cadian command squad. So, let's be clear. None of these options are bad. I think that the list you have will be able to win games. I think genuinely, I don't think you're going to go there and get absolutely fisted. But I don't think you're going to go there and be the one fisting people. I think that you'll do all right. There's just going to be the occasional game when you might be like, fuck, I wish I had a bit more firepower. You know what I mean? But it'll depend on pairings. If you do not play into a lot of tank heavy armies, you'll probably tank monster heavy armies. You'll probably be okay. If you start playing into some lists that are spamming quite a bit of armor, you might start struggling a bit. But it's not a bad list, mate. It's not a bad list. It's got a lot of tools, a lot of components. Yeah, you should be fine. There you go. There you go. Good luck. Good luck, mate. Have a good luck and have fun. And let us know how it goes. Join the stream on Monday and let us know how it goes, mate. I want to say a big thank you to John Shepherd. Thank you for the super chat, man. Pictures in stream discussion. Work in progress. All right. Hey, here he is. Here he is. Almost finished the Shrek team of sniper. Busy painting the spotter for the sniper team. Dude, I love it, mate. Nice. Love a bit of bolt action, me. I'd say I really like that sculpt you've gone for. Snipe. I love that sniping pose. That's so cool. Mate, I love it. I love it. Always love seeing bolt action, man. That's cool as fuck. YPYN Thundero. Anywhere I can play around tank heavy? You just have to. I mean, hopefully, if the scout sentinels have got las cannons, you might be okay. Between the Kazakin. Look, I'm not saying you're going to get completely fucked by tank heavy armies. I'm just saying those are the ones that you're going to struggle into a little bit more. But you have got a lot of Kazakin. You have got a lot of Kazakin. Like I said, I don't think the list is bad. It's just, I don't think the list is bad. I think it's just slightly different to what I would pick. If you encounter very monster heavy lists, my advice would be focus on trying to focus on doing what damage you can whilst trying to win on try to win on points. Okay? If you get into a situation where you don't think you can out damage the opponent, trade units as best as you can. Try and be clever about what you're sending out. Don't overcommit. And focus on scoring points. Remember, you can lose 99% of your army and still win if you have more points. So focus on scoring in games that you don't think you're going to be able to beat the opponent in the firefight. Okay? You'll know pretty much by looking at the enemy list if you'll be able to. If you're not sure, you'll know after the first couple of blows have been traded. All right. All right. Now, gentlemen, ladies, can you all join me in doing an 07 down in the chat? Twitch gang, YouTube gang, Kick gang. I want everyone to spam many 07s. Do your best Briggs impression because we need to give it up for the absolute fucking giga chad that is Fear Factory. Because Fear Factory just came in with not one, not two, but 50 gifted membership, baby! Yes! That is the equivalent of the Death Strike, baby! Yeah, buddy! Yeah, buddy! Yeah, buddy! Shit, man! Shit, man! Holy fuck. Fear Factory just blasting fucking nips off, bro. Holy shit, man. Oh my god. Holy shit, bro. Shit. Shit. Fear Factory, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for the amazing support. Thank you for going above and beyond the Call of Duty. And thank you for supporting the channel and supporting the community. I'm jacked. I'm jacked to the fucking tits. Oh my god. Fear Factory, do we have a model named after you yet? I don't think we do we? Let me have a look. Let me have a look. I don't... It's not like a guaranteed thing. 50 memberships gets you a model. It's just, if I notice someone has been smashing it, we do it as a nice thing, not as like a cookie cutter kind of thing. And I've noticed Fear Factory, he always does big support. Whenever he joins, he always does big support. So I want to see if I can get a... I don't think I've got anything named after him at the moment. I don't think I do. I think we named a Battlefleet Gothic ship after him in the game of Battlefleet Gothic, but I don't think we've ever named a model after you. Or have we? I'm gonna have a look. I feel like we might have done. Maybe it's one of the guardsmen. Like, I feel like I've seen a model with Fear Factory on the base. But I'm not sure. Well, why don't we correct that? Why don't we correct that, eh? We're in a tank mood tonight, thanks to Cosmic. Why the fuck not? Give me a moment.
infantry, sir.
Good for you. Mobile infantry made me the man I am today.
All right, 1 minute.
Day in the Marine Corps is like a day on the farm. Every meal's a banquet. Every paycheck a fortune. Every formation a parade. I love the Corps.
I'm making the effort. I'm making the effort, boys. Give me a second. There we go. All right. It's not perfect, but it's pretty decent, I think. There you go. On an El Clasico. There we are. Now, if you'll give me, I want to say a big thank to Fear Factory again. Massive, massive thank you. Thank you so much for your support, mate, in this stream and in all of them. 07, you magnificent bastard. And hope that the I hope that's all right. Nice. Now let me just wash my paintbrush. I'll be back in a moment. There we go. All right. Where are we? There we go. I was washing my paintbrush. I wasn't wanking my cock. Jesus Christ, chat. All right. There we go. Nice. Nice. All right. So, I want to say next, a big thank you to Nix Highlander. Thank you for the super chat, man. Can super heavies have scout? No. It doesn't matter if you put a unit with scout inside a super heavy. Only dedicate. It's not transport keyword. It's dedicated transport, which I believe gets the ability to have scout from things inside it. So sadly, not. Not all transport, just dedicated transport. So sadly, not. But good question. I want to say a big thank you to Scully. Scully, thank you for the super chat, man. Watched your video on the recon detachment. If you were to take triple Basilisk with triple Death Riders, how annoying will that be to play against? Too bad Earthshaker and Tanglefoot don't stack. So I think triple Basilisk would. I think you would. I think it's slightly too over-speccing. I think you'd go double Basilisk and then a unit. Double Basilisk and 3 units of Death Riders. Because that way, two of the units could be slowed down by Basilisks, and one of them could be slowed down by Tanglefoot. 2 of the enemy units. So yeah. So I think that would be genuinely powerful and also be efficient at the same time. Yeah. I don't know. The big question is, do you go big squads or little squads on the Death Riders? I'd be tempted by little squads first, and then I'd be tempted by a couple of little squads and one big squad. Again, balance the books, as it were. Little squads for being cheap and efficient doing actions. One big squad for just... Sometimes it's good to have a big squad, you know? Yeah. Alright. But Scully, thank you for support. I hope you enjoyed the video. I actually am partway through recording another video on Recon Detachment, which will be out next week. Should be out next Thursday or Friday. So there you go. That's a proper in-depth review of Recon. Because I know I've done Siege, Combined Arms, and now I'm doing Recon next. Yeah. There you are. Scully, let us know how it goes, mate. Let us know how it goes. Nice. Marcus, my boy. Marcus, thank you for the super chat, man. Looking forward to pairings tomorrow. I am as well, because I am not doing the pairings. I am not the team captain. I'm a terrible captain. So it will be Salty Simon doing the pairings tomorrow. I've looked at the lists, and I'm not going to tell you what I want to play into or what I don't want to play into. You know? I don't want to say. Always love a game versus Kieran. But, you know, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. If, everything, you know, whatever the pairings will be, it's whatever the pairings will be. No, seriously, man. Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. And, whatever happens, I'm looking forward to round 1 because I know it'll be, win or lose, it'll be a gentleman's game, which is the important thing. I want to say next a big thank you to Tiki, my boy. Tiki, thank you so much for the Banzai. Thank you so much for the gift of membership, man. Thank you for doing your part. Thank you for the Bamboo Spear Fighter. There you go. I also want to say a big thank you to Cosmic, my boy. Oh. Cosmic, thank you so much, man. So glad the tank made it. I can't wait to see those 2 tanks duel it out. Also hyped that the Lord Solar is back, which means the MG Mobile and the Flare. Yeah, exactly. The MG Mobile is back in business, baby. And you know what? It is like, it's funny, out of every model that's ever been sent to me from yourself or anyone else, Cosmic, it is the Mordian, which has always received the most compliments and the most attention. People go, what the fuck is that? Oh yeah, it's my custom Lord Solar. Huh. That's cool. That's cool. So yeah, dude, Mordian is back, baby, and so is the Flare. Yeah, nice. Cosmic again! Cosmic, he's on a roll tonight. I can feel Cosmic is hyped as fuck. Cosmic, thank you for the super chat, man. If you've got room for the Tank of Terror at the event. So, I actually do, but the problem is that the Tank of Terror has a Demolisher Cannon and multi-melter sponsons, and I'm not running any tanks with Demolisher Cannon and multi-melter sponsons. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah. So I would look. I would run it, but unfortunately, it's not. It's not compatible with what I've picked. Yeah. It's not compatible, sadly. But Cosmic, let me just work out a quick list. You know, just bear with. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, I'm just throwing a list together. I'm really not that far off being able to run a slightly better, well-rounded, blood pact list. Right now, you know, I just need maybe just 2 more tanks. Things are cooking in my brain. Blood pact. I don't know it's going to be a competitive list, but things are cooking in my brain. All right. I think before the end of this year, we're going to see competitive blood pact army. Well before the end of this year. Watch the space, Cosmic. Watch the space. All right. Okay. I want to say a big. Well, no, I want to say, but that's all. We're all caught up. I want to say a big thank you to everybody, everyone who's supported the stream so far. Absolute fucking Giga Chad maneuvers. Now, I need a quick wee. And I need a cold drink. The drink I've got at the moment is quite warm. So what I want to do is basically put that one in the fridge and get a cold one out. So I'm going to be a few minutes. When I get back, what I want to talk about is what is the state of the guard right now. Okay. Oh, tipping link. Sorry, Chicken Detonator. Sorry, man. Please lambast me. Lambast me. Oh, right. Everybody in chat. Full lambastation. I want no mercy. No mercy. Chicken Detonator did a tip. He did a tip an hour ago and I missed it. Oh my God. Chicken Detonator, please accept my most humble apologies. Please, man. Thank you so much for the support, bro. New FAQ change bot action drop today. Link in stream discussion. Let's take a look at it right away. I can piss myself if I have to. Okay. 1 minute. Let's have a look. Okay, so let's have a look here. Bolt Action 3rd Edition errata and FAQ. With the relative infancy of Bolt Action 3rd Edition, we know you're sure to have some questions about it. Don't worry, we've got answers. Similarly, while we put a lot of time into editing and checking all of our books, sometimes mistakes do slip through, and when they're caught, we want to make sure they're put right. Bolt Action is also the process of being expanded the release of new armies of title every quarter. These will inevitably result in further questions and clarifications. For each reference, we presented each book's FAQ as its own document that will be updated periodically as the Bolt Action library expands further. The development of Bolt Action 3rd Edition is an ongoing process, but by dozens of passionate talented wargamers, you can find many of their names along with specific contributions in the back of publications. The Roll of Honor is an additional living document to be updated with each FAQ, allowing us to ensure that individuals who may not always receive a line in the back of one book or another don't miss out on the credit. I'm curious. Let's have a look. See if I recognize anybody. No, I'm not looking for myself. For anyone says I haven't contributed dick to. Any FAQs. No, it's not. Okay, but well done to all these people. So, go back on that. Armies of US errata. Ah. That's interesting. So, I literally just did a video today on this topic. And I need to basically just redo this bit and redo this bit. Okay, interesting. So, say firing platform, the vehicle went up 5 given an advance order. Okay, so by air, land, and sea, you can have regular or veteran now. But when taken as veteran... 1 minute, let me check something here, boys. 1 minute. Let's have a look here. So... units must be taken as veteran has been changed to veteran or regular. And units must be upgraded to stubborn for 1 point per man. So that's interesting. So you can get stubborn regulars. That's very rare. That is very, very, very rare. Okay, that's very interesting. All right. And then... if you take the Marines, then you may be upgraded to stubborn, but you don't have to be upgraded to stubborn. All right. So airborne, it's regular and veteran, and everyone has to be stubborn. Marines, it's regular and veterans may be upgraded to stubborn. All right, interesting. Don't care about horses. More people can take some machine guns. More people can take some machine guns. Rangers lead the way for prep bombardment. That's fine. Some machine guns, fine. Points value change, fine. Fine, fine. Okay, so nothing major there. The fact that Jeep could be made amphibious for free is funny as fuck. I like it. Recon Jeep can be upgraded to an HMG is good. Okay, armies of Germany here. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Stummel. Okay. So, 5. Yeah, that's cool. That can be taken as inexperienced. Can't take 4 light auto cannons anymore. All right. Oh, that's kind of cool. You could take the 250/1 half track which is the mini mag, I believe. And you can go double MMG, losing all transport capacity. And it counts as an anti-aircraft vehicle. Okay. These expensive rollable. Wow. Yeah. Okay, so I want to check. So that's not too bad. Anything in the rule book? Okay. Note that vehicle manufacturers do not have their shots when firing against aircraft. Okay, that's huge. That's big for driving off aircraft. To capture objective, one infantry artillery units or transport, including monster unit, must end its activation with 3 inches of the objective. There must be no enemy unit of any type within 3 inches of it. Okay. Company commander, addition to the force includes a platoon where all compulsory units are mounted on horses. Okay, fine. Transports and tows. Oh, that's cool. You can take an ambulance instead of a medic. That's kind of cool. You can take an ambulance instead of a medic. That's cool. And then Lend-Lease. Yeah, that's fine. And they've made the M3 Scout, M3 White Scout car Lend-Lease again. That's fine. Okay, cool. I want to check out... where the fuck is it? I want to check out that German one. Give me 1 second. Just going to check something out here. Chicken Detonator, very interesting. I guess, Chicken Detonator, my big question is there anything in the FAQ that you think needs highlighting? Because the funny thing that's sticking out to me is the updating by air, land, and sea. That seems a lot better now. And the fact that you can get them, you can take like an all machine gun mini mag now, which I really want to look into. Two five zero. Oh wow. Oh wow. So only 2 stand out to me. The regular power drift is cool, and the double MMD 250 used to have transport 5, but now is an AA vehicle with no transport. Oh, so it's a nerf. Oh, I missed that. I missed that. I didn't realize it could do... 1 minute. I didn't realize it could do it already. You know what? I actually don't think it is a nerf. Because, yeah, it can't transport people. Five-man transport capacity was a bit... meh anyway. You know, it was alright, but it was a bit meh. But the idea that it goes to the anti-aircraft slot now means that it won't just instantly go poof if an enemy unit ends nearer to it than a friendly unit does. So in a funny sort of way, it's like, yes, I lost my transport capacity, but now I can be really ballsy with this thing. I can drive it up to people and point blank people with it. 65 points for 8 MMG shots on an Armor 7 platform. And it's cheap access to the armor platoon as well. Good point. Good point. Well made. Yeah. I think that's a big... I think that's a buff. I think it's a buff. For sure. Chicken Detonator. Thank you very much for bringing that to my attention. Because I want to make sure that I don't forget to update my bolt action video now. It's a little annoying they've done that. I might just do... let me just... Yeah. All right. That's cool. Well, Welly Wellington. Okay. So, always good. You know what? It's been a little while since we had a bit of proper bot action on the stream, mate. So, Chicken Detonator, I appreciate that, man. That's fucking sick. Well, Welly Wellington. Let me have a quick look where we're up to. That's all right. That's all right. So, gentlemen, I need a wee and a drink. I'll be a couple of minutes. When I get back, I want to talk about the state of the guard right now. I'm going to do a little poll whilst I'm away. I want you to vote in it. All right. Back in a moment. Talk among yourselves. Fill in the poll. And when I get back, we will discuss the state of the guard. All right. Oh, it is sweaty in this room. Fuck it out.
Backbone of the guard, ready to serve.
When it comes to fighting crime, there's only one man keeping the streets safe. Marquis Bill.
On this day to call. Day in the Marine Corps is like a day on the farm. Every meal's a banquet. Every paycheck a fortune. Every formation a parade. I love the cause.
Let's have a look. Whoa. Hey, it's been popping off. I leave and 3 bloody super chats come in. What? And the viewer count goes up by fucking 7 people. Fuck it out. I'd make more money just having a stream of the chair and not interacting with you guys in any way, shape, or form. I put all this effort in. It's like, nah, mate, give us a chair. All right. Okay. So, catch up super chats. Talk about guard. There we are. Gaza chair, I love that. I want to say a big thank you to Nostalgia Vivek. Thank you so much for the 18 months, baby. X-Force, baby. Yes, holy shit, man. Taking Emperor Children to a tournament on the 5th. Nothing's painted yet. Okay, so you might be in trouble, but it depends on 2 things. How much time off you have between now and the 5th, and how big the army is. But it's going to be close. I predict battle ready. I predict battle ready. You're not going to get best painted. Good luck this time, Vivek, and let us know how it goes, man. I'm still bitter that EC means Emperor's Children now, and no longer means Emperor's Champion. That's how, mate, I'm unemployed. It's only 1K. Ah. Yeah, you should be all right, mate. Jump on the boat. Good luck. Good luck, man. Yeah, yeah. It's always fucking sucks, man. Yeah. Been there, mate. Been there. It sucks, giant camel dick. You have my absolute sympathies, man. Yeah, my absolute sympathies. Hopefully it goes all right. There you go. There you go. Good luck at the event. Good luck with the job up, mate. I want to say a big thank you to Average White Shark. Average White Shark, thank you for the super chat, man. I've seen your Death Rider video. 2 words. Doubters beware. Hey. Look, Average White Shark. It just... look, it's all theory at the moment. I need to test it out. I need to test it out. The one thing that's stopping me from going full cavalry is the idea of building that many GW models, which I gave up after 1 Death Rider. I didn't even finish 1 Death Rider, man. I think I might have to might have to 3D print my Death Riders. Just stick them on a base. Maybe. I would right, Shark. Thank you, Sport Man. Death Rider Mare incoming, baby. There we are. I also want to say a big thank you to the Whispering Monk. Yes, our spiritual liege. Whispering Monk, had to say, I've missed you. Feel like our spiritual liege has been missing. That you've not been able to get that we've been lost in these tumultuous times, and I've barely been able to hear a thing. Just saying. Just said. Wizard Monk, thank you so much for Super Chat, man. Great to have you back in the stream, bro. Been a good week, lads. Here's to many more for you as well as me. Working to get my profits to GW's levels so I can find the 13th company in 40k. Fund. That's what you said. Yeah, fund the 13th company in 40k. For us. Yeah, baby. Whispering Monk, thank you so much for support, man. I am very, very glad to hear that you've had a good week. It's been a good week for me as well, mate. Just been streaming, chilling, recording. It's been great. And also, I wish you much financial success, man. There you go. There you go. Dude, of course, 4 Russ. I always take 4 Russes. At least 4. To be fair. Oh, man. Oh God, I'm so thirsty. I just want to like slurp this down. I think I'm gonna have to have a glass of water at some point. I'm just so thirsty, and even fruity flavored fizzy pop ain't cutting it, boys. Okay. Okay. Hey! Whispering Monk. You cheeky dog. You cheeky dog. Oh my God. We are going in with the first wave. Needs more bugs for us to kill. You smash the entire area. Get out of more 2 legs. You get me. We get you, sir. Come on, you apes. You want to live forever. Holy shit, man. Whispering Monk's like, you ever doubt me? I always get my man. Shit, man. Shit. Oh my God. Can we get an 07 down in the chat? Whispering Monk coming in with 25 gifted memberships. Oh my God. We've got Monk's Masturbators. That's the name of his Starship Trooper style regiment. And the curse face as well. Yes. Let's get some 07s, boys. Let's get some fucking emoji spam. Let's show some fucking appreciation for Whispering Monk. He is OG. He is a good lad. And he is a big, big support of the channel. Dude, thank you, thank you, thank you for your incredible support, man. Holy moly. Holy moly, man. Oh. I raised my glass to you, bud. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart. You're an officer, a gentleman, a scholar, a good sir, and dare I say it, a kind sir. There we are. Okay. There we are. Whoa. Jeez Louise, I was not expecting that. It's popping off. It's popping off. Okay. Right. The guard. The guard. What is... Firstly, I want to make sure that this microphone isn't getting blown down too much. Okay. Gentlemen, I want to riff. Can I, chat? I want to riff. Can I riff, chat? I want to talk about the guard. Right here, right now. What is the state of our faction? Because there's been some shit, and dare I say chat, around the proverbial internet water cooler about our faction. And it seems like there is 2 contradictory schools of thought. It feels like, on the one hand, a lot of people are struggling with their guard, especially in the face of like the last points increases. And it feels like there's a lot of negativity. I feel there's a lot of negativity around the faction. You know, people worried about the points cost of things. People just aren't really... It's a little intangible, but it definitely feels like people aren't really feeling the guard. That the guard... Maybe it's this guard... The guard codex isn't, like, bad. It's not bad, but it's struggling to pass the vibe check. So that's kind of what's happening on one end. I do think that, if I may just build off that point for a moment, I do think that a big part of that is people being a bit burned out on 40k. And they're a bit burned out on 40k in general. And this is having a bit of a trickle down BMWing, bitchy, moaning and whining, trickle down fucking BMWing into the guard. Because, like I said, on the one hand, people seem to be struggling a little bit. There seems to be a bit of negativity around like the win rate. People love to throw around, oh, the guard win rate's only like 40%, blah, 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 blah. But guard is still winning events. Like, only the other day, someone won a super major. No, a GT. I don't think it was... It might have been a major. I think it was a 40 or 50 person GT. So I don't think it was super major. But they won a GT, 2 days, 5 rounds, more than a few people. And they won that with recon element. And they didn't even have fucking a fully painted army. So they were 10 points down the entire time. So there's this sort of weirdness where it's like guard is kind of not passing the vibe check for a lot of people, but we're fine. And if I drill down this a little bit and sort of express my own thoughts surrounding this, and I'm doing this off the cuff, so we'll meander a bit. We'll meander, and I'd love for you guys to chip in as well. I'd love for you guys to chip in from your perspective on this, because we're running a poll at the moment, so we'll talk about those results towards the end. For me personally, it feels like when I am reading about 40k and reading about the guard, it kind of like gets me in a bad mood. I read all that the negativity out there, and it kind of makes me start being a bit negative. I'm kind of getting loaded up with shit bullets, you know? And I have to try really hard not to be like popping, you know, being the shit gun, popping off other people's shit bullets. And I noticed for a little time that I was doing that, which is why, you know, I sort of said a few weeks ago, I'm going to be focusing on the positive. I'm going to focus on the positive. I'm going to be, you know, I'm not going to be BMW myself. I'm going to try and be better. So focusing on the positives, but also being, you know, also touching upon the downsides, but without moaning about them. I suppose where I am with guard right now is that my number one criticism would be I feel like our points are a little tight at the moment. They're a little tight. I can only really just get what I need into a list. There's no wiggle room at all. And when you look around at what other factions are able to put down onto the table, I've noticed on more than one occasion, it actually feels quite uncomfortable as a guard player, but there are other factions out there which are kind of matching our numbers, and they're matching our quantity. And in some cases, they even exceed our quantity. Like, right now, and obviously this could change, but right now, it definitely feels like, you know, looking over at Tau for a moment. I look at how much stuff people can cram into a Tau list, and I am flabbergasted. Genuinely flabbergasted. And, you know, that's just one example. I was looking over... When I played Simon the other day with his Space Marines, and seeing the amount of stuff he was able to get into a Space Marine army was wild. Like, we're going to a tournament together this weekend, and his Space Marine list has got more damage dealers than mine, and that's not because he's overly spec'd into them, but he's got he's got baby knights in there, he's got gladiators in there, he's got dreadnoughts in there, and he's still got loads of like 5 and 10 man squads. It really feels like there's a lot going into the Space Marine. Like, he's been able to get a lot in his Space Marine army. His Space Marine army doesn't feel... I'm not feeling like I'm getting a numbers benefit. I'm not feeling like I'm getting a quantity benefit, and I'm playing into Marines. So that's kind of like where my bugbear with Guard is at the moment. I feel like we're right on the skeleton. You know? There's no meat on the bones. There's no meat on the bones. So that's kind of my big issue there. Give me 1 second. So I just had to ban a sex bot over on Twitch. Goddamn degenerate platform. Anyway. Thank you, Russ W, for letting me know. So that's kind of my big... That's my only real gameplay issue with Guard right now. Obviously, there's some issues around the lore. I mean, I guess that's actually important. I don't just want to, like... By the way, we will be getting to the positive. Don't really want to... I'm not bitching, moaning, or whining. I'm sort of getting the bad stuff out of the way first, and then we'll finish off on the good stuff. You know, more positivity than negativity. I think also I'm really unhappy with the sort of direction like Guard lore seems to be going in. Despite GW's best efforts, I'm really struggling to give a shit about a lot of the characters that they're putting out there. I don't give a shit about Leontis. I don't give a shit about Lady Creed. You know, I want to see... I don't really give a shit about Minska Lansk or whatever she's called. She's fine. Like, I just don't give a shit. Like, I want to see... If they're going to go back to classic Armageddon, we really should be seeing, like, Yarrick coming back and that kind of stuff, right? I think that the problem is that these new characters that GW have introduced... They've had a couple of years now, and there's just not enough history behind them. They're just not cool enough. Like, Leontis isn't cool. He's basically a pencil pusher that decided to go to the front lines for a jolly. You know? Ursula Creed doesn't have the same epic growing up backstory as Usaka Creed did, and she hasn't got that buddy cop vibe that Jaren Kell had. You know? We need... I think GW, from a lore perspective, I'm just struggling with the Guard lore at the moment. You're not getting plasma guards of Yakuza Quake. No, I know that. I know that. But I'm not saying that's a good... But I accept that's what's happening. But that doesn't mean it's a good thing. So, give me 1 second. So, the points feel a bit tight. The lore feels like they're trying to push Guard into being a more elite army, because competitive players prefer running elite armies over horde armies, but that doesn't feel right for the Guard. They're pushing all of these new characters, but they just haven't got the weight behind them for me to give a shit about them. Like, if you think about the way Commissar Yarrick was introduced, That's unbelievably badass. If you think about, he was a commissar that fought his way up the ranks. You know, well, not the ranks. He was always just a commissar, but through sheer, like, respect, he commanded a lot more than just being a commissar. And then the models, I guess my last complaint with the Guard, my last sort of negative point with the Guard is I feel like they need to introduce some generic Guard units. The fact that everyone is Catachans, Kriegers, or Cadians, even though you can say, well, my Mordians are running this data sheet. Yeah, okay, fine, but I feel like our model line has been trimmed down quite a lot now. And I really do feel like 60 data sheets is quite bad. And you might be like, Mordian, what the hell are you on about? Like, 60 data sheets is loads. Like, that's like 5 times the amount that squats have got. Yeah, I know. But Guard have been around 30 years. I feel like we've lost a hell of a lot. I feel like I'll accept everything we've lost if we can start having more shit added back in, please. Like, what I want is a few new tanks, to be honest. I really, really like the Rogal Dawn. Many people like the Rogal Dawn. I would love to see some more plastic tanks introduced. Be it, you know, we often get asked for like a Dakar Hellhound, like a fast Dakar tank. That would be cool. Plastic Macarius would be cool. Bring back, like, you know, bring another have another dedicated transport because the Torx isn't quite cutting it. Do you know what I mean? We need plastic Catachan Colonel. We need Catachan Colonel, Ripper Jackson as characters. Yeah, there's a few holes in it. Do you see what I mean? Like, there's a few holes in the roster. Like, you can take the only guys that can get like a normal officer, a senior officer, is the Cadians. Like, I need a Krieg Colonel. I need a Krieg Marshal back. I need a Catachan Colonel back. I need a generic platoon command squad back. I need a generic infantry squad back. I need a generic senior officer back. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's these quite obvious gaps that are in the Guard roster. And what's really frustrating is that those gaps are there because of arbitrary reasons, not for gameplay or balancing reasons. Therefore, well, we don't sell the models, so we're not going to make them reasons. So, in summary of the negative sides, and then we'll move on to the positives, all right? In summary, I feel like the points are too tight. I feel like the lore is too light. And I feel like the model range is barely complete. So, what about the positives? Because, like I said, I'm not sitting here and being salty. No way, shape, or form. What do I like about the Guard right now? What is the on the positive side of things? What is the positive state of Guard? Well, on the first thing, it's a very specific thing, but I do think it is worth pointing out. And I'm going to have lots of little things, and I'm going to have some big things. I'm really going to go nuts with the positive side of things. I think there are more positives than negatives. And this is in no particular order. Like I said, shooting from the hip with this one. I love that Vanquishers are good. Lehman Russ Vanquishers have been aesthetically my favorite Russ option for as long as I can remember. I love them. I think they're so cool. And so, like, even back in like 8th edition, when I was building my Steel Legion up, first Lehman Russ that I built for my Steel Legion was a Lehman Russ with a Vanquisher cannon. And I never ran it as a Vanquisher cannon in 8th because they were shit. But I just liked the look of the model, so I was like, fuck it. If I like the look of the model, I'm going to have it with a Vanquisher cannon. So I really like that Vanquishers are good. Because Vanquishers are cool. They've got a great name, the Lehman Russ Vanquisher. You've been vanked. It's just been revanked. It's vanking time, baby. So, I love that the Lehman Russ Vanquisher. And I know it's a very specific thing. I love that. That's good. Speaking of models, whilst building them may be a pain in the ass, I don't think it can be overstated and overhyped how cool having Plastic Krieg is. Plastic Krieg is something that you greenhorns, you may not realize has been wished for, has been begged for over a decade. Imagine waiting 10, maybe even longer. I mean, I remember people wanting Plastic Krieg when I was in uni. That's 14 years ago. Imagine waiting 14 years, at least, for your army to be released in plastic. Imagine the hype of that. So Plastic Krieg is really cool. And speaking generally for a moment here, I think although, and this might sound a little contradictory what I was saying before, but bear with me. I think that whilst GW has been stripping so much out of the Guard, what they've been stripping out is a lot of stuff they weren't really making models for. So, you know, they didn't make a generic platoon command squad. They didn't make a generic infantry squad and all that kind of stuff. And a lot of the Forge World bits and bobs. Whilst we have lost a lot of data sheets, we have been eating good on the quality of our codexes and on the model releases. I mean, when the 9th edition codex dropped, which was only about 2.5 years ago, we got the Rogel Dawn, we got new plastic Cadians, we got the new Commissar model is better than the old one. The Order of Effects Commissar was a bit of a weird model. Like, we've been eating good. I mean, look at our model releases and then look at what the AdMech have got. They got one dude on stilts. What a fucking joke. The Custodies got one captain that just looks like a normal Custodes on a slightly different base. What a joke. Do you know what I mean? With the other factions, look, we have had more model releases than entire factions, new factions. We got more than Emperor's Children. Yeah, they got fucking Fulgen, whatever. They got about 4 unique models. We got more unique models than Votan. In the 2 years since Votan and Guard and the new Guard dropped at the same time, we've had more models released than them. If you know, from Aquilans to limited edition to limited run models to Kriegers to Cadets, we've actually had more releases than the Votan. Like, why the Votan have waited? The Votan have been waiting for ages, and we've just been getting more stuff than them. Kill Team, exactly, River Main. Kill Team alone keeps spoiling us. Yeah. So, the state of Guard from a model point of view between the stuff with KD stands and now the stuff with the Krieg box, amazing. Amazing, okay? But now let's get into the army itself. Let's get into the table. So we've talked about some specific things like Vanquishers and stuff. It's an absolute meme that Tauroxes are good. Like, it is a meme. People have been, that's been years waiting for that to happen. And it's great that now Guard have got like foot-based, like towed artillery. I remember wishing for towed artillery, and now we've got it. So cool. So models are good. Certain like units that are specifically I really like are good. Yeah, there's that's really cool. But now let's get into our tabletop performance. So the reality of the situation is that Guard is actually doing pretty well on the tabletop. We're doing much better than our win rate would indicate. Like, a lot of people have been... Here's the funny thing. The Guard win rate since the beginning of 10th edition has been between basically 40 and 45% the entire time. Sometimes it's been 42%, sometimes it's been 48%. Very occasionally it's been like 50, 51%, but we've pretty much always been a 40-ish% win rate faction. And not even like super high, just like was in the 40s. Steady Eddie, just chugging along. And for the most part, we've been okay with that. We've been fine with that. We've accepted that. We're like, yeah, because we know how worse it can be. You know, we had a 22% win rate. We had a 19% win rate, 8th edition and 9th edition at some point. Do you know what I mean? And then you compare that. What's funny is you compare that to Tau, and the Tau players are like one of the worst. The Tau are one of the worst performing factions right now. We only have a 42% win rate, and I'm just looking over at them like, are you all right, hun? Is it because you can't just table everyone in one move? Is it because you feel like it feels like it should be happening to somebody else? Get down in the dirt with the rest of us and accept your balanced win rate, you blue motherfuckers. But this is not a Tower Rant video, although it could be. The Guard win rate is a great paradox because the Guard win rate sort of always remains 40-ish%. But ever since the beginning of 10th edition, we have consistently been winning events. Not like sweeping whole events, but, you know, if we had if as a community we had like a trophy rack, we'd have like, you know, 3 or 4 super major trophies. That's kind of cool. And, you know, probably a dozen or so GT trophies, and, you know, plenty of RTT trophies, you know. So we're able to win events of all sizes on occasion. You know, maybe need a little bit of luck, maybe need that perfect run, but, you know, we're able to win events, which you would think would make us have a much higher win rate than 40-odd%. But the reality is that we've talked about this before, so I won't go into it. But a lot of Guard players are quite stubborn. So, for example, I can't remember who said it yesterday, but somebody said, I'll be long dead and cold. I'll be long buried in the cold ground before I accept the Taurox. Doesn't matter how good the Taurox is. Many people in the Guard community is like, fuck that thing. And another example is, you can tell all the Krieg players that Combined Arms is the better detachment, but they'll still run Siege because it's the Krieg detachment, so they're going to run Siege. And you know, likewise, you can tell people that Hammer of the Emperor detachment is actually best for Tauroxes with like Kazakin and stuff inside, but they're still going to keep spamming Lehman Russes and Rogel Dawns and stuff, and have zero in the way of like action monkeys and stuff like that, because I like Tonk. You know, that's a prevailing sentiment in the Guard. I like Tonk. So yeah, Guard have been in this. Guard's win rate is somewhat held back by the fact that I would describe Guard players as a little stubborn. They're a little bit like dwarves in Old World, but it's not just that. Guard fundamentally, and it will always be this way, is a vibes army. Guard and Orc players share a lot in common. Orc players kit bash the shit out of their models. Guard players, we head swap the shit out of our models, to be fair. Guard players always be head swapping. But Guard players, I would say, homebrew the shit out of their lore. Like, a lot of Marine, a lot of players at the moment, they won't have like custom names for their army. They're like, oh, this is my Orc army. This is my Sisters army. This is my Space Marine army. I'm not saying nobody does, but one thing that I feel is, because I dip into a lot of different communities, one thing that I feel really, really, more so than any other faction, it happens in other factions, but more so than any other faction, Guard players will name their armies and they will personalize their armies to the nth degree. I don't collect Mordian Iron Guard. I collect the Mordian 50th Rifles. I don't collect I don't collect the Imperial Guard. I don't collect Mech Guard. I collect the Armageddon 234th Dragoons. Like, my Scion army is called the Icarus Task Force. Like, so Guard players are vibe players, and this vibe manifests itself in the models that they like to collect. I'll be damned if I ever collect the Taurox, for example. And it manifests itself in the way that people like to play. And it really just, it's a really fundamental part of why our win rate can sometimes be lower than expected. But putting that to one side for a moment and looking at the like tabletop performance, and despite the fact that the points are really tight at the moment, Guard has a lot of really viable play styles, and we don't have just like one set meta list. Like, one thing you'll see with other factions is like when a meta list gets discovered, everybody runs that meta list. And there might be some very, very slight variations on it, but like and I'm making this up on the spot, so this isn't a real example, but well, actually, no, I'm going to use an example, but it's an out-of-date example, okay? But when Thousand Suns were good, everybody ran Magnus, 2 Vortex Muteth, 2 Mutilith Vortex Beasts, that's it. Like 3 to 5 little 5-man squads of Rubrics, a couple of squads of Cultists, a couple of the fast Zangor units. Whenever you encountered Thousand Suns, it was the same list every time. And you had it even with Orcs. Orcs were like, it got to one point at the beginning of 10th. You guys will remember me talking about this. At the beginning of 10th, I wouldn't ask my Orc player what was in their list, and I wouldn't even need to check the list on BCP first. I'd be able to predict it down to the last model. I've like a couple of Squighog boys. You've got Mozrog, blah, 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 blah. And so we don't really have that in the Guard. Every single Guard list that you see win a GT is a different list. Sometimes it'll be Combined Arms. Sometimes it'll be Hammer of the Emperor. Sometimes it'll be Mechanized. Sometimes it will be Recon. And it's not the same people winning every single time either. Sometimes it'll be David Gaylard. Sometimes it'll be, I don't know. Sometimes it'll be a lot. Mostly, it's the only one I know is David Gaylard. But sometimes it's Art of War. Sometimes it'll be as a random person. Whether it's a GT, a Super Mage, or an RTT, it's always a different person. It's not just like one person who is winning all the events and everybody's then copying their list. You know, you'll have David Gaylard take his Met Guard, and then you'll have myself with Recon Guard, and then you'll have Out of War with Hammer of the Emperor and stuff like that. Like, everyone is winning. I mean, I don't win GTs. I can win RTTs, but I don't win GTs. Everyone is doing well, but nobody is like just cookie cuttering. So I think Guard actually has a huge degree of flexibility, and on the you can run a traditional Met Guard army, Chimeras, Lehman Russes, or you can go for a new mech army where it's like Rogol Dawns and Kazakin with inside Torxes. Or you can go for a Combined Arms army, which has got some Lehman Russell Classicos, maybe a Rogol Dawn or two, maybe a Chimera or two, a couple of blobs of infantry, a couple of a Death Rider squad or something like that. Or you can have a Recon army. We saw a Recon army recently that had a mixture of cavalry and blobs. Like, there's all these different viable playstyles that we have, and all of them are solid, like 3-2, 4-1, and sometimes even 5-0. Now, that's actually a massive, massive, massive advantage to have on the tabletop. Because if you are playing an army where every time you play into it, it's near as damn it the same list, and with only a few changes, it means that after you've played the army 2 or 3 times, You are really, when you play into it the third or fourth time, you're like, I know what this does now. And knowing and having that experience advantage is a huge, huge advantage. If you know what your opponent's army does, it gives you a big advantage. Especially if they don't know what your army does. Like, you could play into guard 5 times in a row at a GT and play 5 different guard armies. And every single one, you would have to learn. The first turn or two would be you getting to grips with that new army. Guard doesn't have that same problem. Often we encounter the same shit different day. Yeah. Now, there's always, going to be shared common elements, so it's not like your opponent isn't going to have a fucking clue what you're doing, but they might only know what half of your army does, whereas you might know what 75% of theirs does. So we've got, and so speaking about some of these like specific play styles, which I think is really powerful. What detachments do I think are doing well, and what detachments do I think are doing badly? Well, when things first dropped, I think everyone was hyped up for the siege detachment. I think, unfortunately, siege detachment it ended up getting sort of diddled to death by FAQ and just bad implementation. The way you fix siege detachment is you just pick 3 units to be slower, or you pick 3 units to have no cover, or you pick 3 of your units to have smoke, no distance problems whatsoever. The enemy can be 1 inch away, you can still hit them with the creeping barrage. Just pick 3. That's the way you fix it. But at the moment, I'd say siege is quite weak. Bridgehead, I don't think Bridgehead is necessarily bad. I think the problem with Bridgehead is that Scions are too expensive. That's the thing. Scions are too expensive, so that's kind of what screws over Bridgehead. But I think Bridgehead is more the fact that it's tainted, so people don't want to. It's like off meat. People don't want to eat it. After that, though, I think the remaining 4 detachments are all okay to damn good. I think mechanized is. I think you can build a totally legit mech army. It just isn't gonna feel like it should do. So mech is powerful, but doesn't pass the vibe check. My mech army should be all about chimeras. It shouldn't be about sticking ogrins and ratlings inside like a Taurox. Know what I mean? Yeah, the mech detachment is good, but it doesn't pass the vibe check. The final 3 are all creme de la creme. Combined arms, fantastic detachment. Good enhancements. Not all of them, but it's got some good enhancements. And my god, that bloody... the one that lets you shoot people if they come within 6 inches of you. 9 inches of you. That one was a big bag of shit until the Tyranid detachment came out. Now it's not so bad. But mostly it's grand strategies. Grand strategies. The army rule is good. There's a good enhancement there. All the stratagems are good. Combined arms is just... If in doubt, you can pretty much stick any half viable guard list. Half viable being it's obeyed the 4 pillars. Infantry screen, tanks for damage dealing, bit of indirect fire. Don't forget your secondary game. Into a combined arms list and it'll be fine. So combined arms really is just like, it's a comfy pair of slippers. Can't go wrong with it. Then you get Hammer of the Emperor. Hammer of the Emperor is so good. And it's good because it's good. Movement wins games. And it's good because it's really the true mech assault detachment. And it's good because even if you just go full tanks, that works. And people have been waiting forever for a guard tank army to actually not be a meme. Yeah. And now that Titanics are back in business, I think Hammer of the Emperor Banesword is going to be pretty hype. Yeah. And then we have Recon Detachment. Recon is really good. There's only one thing that screws over Recon, and that is Tau. That's it. That is Tau. As long as you don't play Tau, you'll be alright. Because even if you face assault armies, you've got your stratagems cover you for that. Recon is really interesting because it's like your detachment rule protects you against shooting and your stratagems protect you against assault. So it's like always does better. People, when they first saw it, like, it's a bag of shit because it can't deal with assault armies. And my experience was Recon can very much deal with assault armies. It's no problem with dealing with assault armies, even slightly. Between being able to stop people from deep striking close to you, taking out deep strike pressure and like rapid ingress pressure, between that and being able to slow people down and being able to move away from them, and the fact that you've got the enhancement that lets you make people -1 to hit, so that affects them in melee and in shooting. Yeah, it's really good. And the fact that you've got uppy downy, which is good for secondaries, and the fact that you've got precision, which is great in 10th. It's basically the anti-10th edition stratagem because everyone's units works on putting characters in units, pick up the characters, the unit starts doing it really badly. And then you've just got courageous diversion, which is like just amazing. It's like, look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me. Yeah, it's so good. So yeah, Recon is just great. And the fact that you also have the Recon Baneblade and you can Recon in force is amazing. In fact, for my next RTT, which is not this weekend but next weekend, I am really torn between taking Bane Sword, Hammer of the Emperor, and Bane Blade Recon Detachment. Yeah. I'm really torn. Really, really, really torn. Oh, man. So, but the point is we haven't just got one good detachment. We've got 3 to 4 good detachments. And that means that, and I'm a little stuck in my ways, but I'm starting to dig myself out of being stuck in my ways. And that means that Guard is still one of the most fun armies to play right now. If you're if you're someone that's is struggling a bit with 10th edition because you're like, it's fucking same shit, different day, you don't really have that same problem with the Guard. Because in the Guard, it's like, okay, I'm getting a little bored of my combined arms hybrid Guard army. What can I do to have a palette cleanse? What can I do to mix things up? I know. I'll go and buy 6 Chimeras and run a Met Guard army for a bit. Sick. And then you're like, oh, I'm a little bit bored of Met Guard after 3 or 4 months. What will I do now? Fuck it. Let's go Hammer. Yeah, let's go fucking Hammer. Buy a few tanks. Run Hammer for 6 months. Oh. At that point, you're either like, I think I'll go back to playing some hybrid Guard. I'd like to have a bit of infantry in my army. Or you can be like, you know what? I'm fucking going Recon, baby. Bang my Baneblade in there. Stick 100 infantry on the board. Have a great time. Yeah. You can just keep things fresh. Keep things interesting. And I think that's one of the things. And I've played approximately 200 games of competitive 10th edition. Give or take 10 games. If you include all the battle reports and all the practice games that I've done, I must be on 300 games of 10th edition. Because I basically play every single week on average. And until the last 3 months, I was going to 2 tournaments a month, pretty much every month. Not always 40k ones. So on average, I was going to like a 40k tournament every month. And that was either an RTT or a GT. So if we say on average, I was playing 4 competitive games a month, then in the first year, that's 48. In the second year that I was playing, that's 48. So yeah, you know, and there's been sometimes when I've done events, I've had like six games or whatnot. So the point is, I've played not 200 competitive games. I've played 100 competitive games of 10th edition, and I've played probably that again in sort of casual games. So on average, if I play 40k once a week, every week for 2 years, again, that sort of comes to that. So I've played about 200 games of 10th edition. Pretty much the vast majority of them, 80%, 90% of those with guard. And I'm only just starting to feel a little like burned out. And even then, I took 3 months off and now I'm itching to get back into it. I'm signed up to like 3 or 4 tournaments. I'm absolutely itching for it. So I really think that the state, to sum all of this up in one go, to bring everything together, I think that there are definitely things that people are struggling with guard right now. I think a lot of that is to do with 10th edition being the addition of loss and that trickling down. But I think that from a model point of view, whilst we could do with some generic models, guard have been eating pretty good on the releases. And from a tabletop point of view, we've got lots and lots of very solid data sheets. We've got several viable detachments, and we're actually in a pretty decent place. We're not like top 5, but I think we're just I think we're in the top half of factions right now. Or maybe bang in the middle of the pack. I just wish that we could have a few. I need like a 5% points buff from GW, like 100 points. I just need to be able to run a few fun things, because at the moment I'm only able to run a good list, and this might sound kind of like greedy, but I'm only able to run a good list if I only take the most ruthlessly efficient stuff. And I would like to have an excuse to be able to run a few more fun options. One or two cheap, cheerful options. Yeah. All right. But that, in my opinion, is the state of the guard right now. Let me know what you guys think down in chat, down in the comment section, because as always, all of this is just like my opinion, man. What do you guys think? There we go. There we are. Now, give me 1 second, because I might actually turn that into a stream highlight for next week. Oh. All right. 1 minute. So, I've seen many of you have been super chatting away. Let me catch up on those super chats, and then we'll see where at, because I think a lot of them are going to be related to what we've been talking about. So, first up, I want to say a big thank you to Ed Bailey, my boy. Ed Bailey. Played into Votan, went 35.95 to the guard. The Votan player learned why you don't get into a straight up gunfight with guard. Also, by Sharp's command. Yeah. Ed Bailey, firstly, thank you for the support. Secondly, don't forget, guys, we've got a whole bunch of sponsors for the channel. Make sure you check out the affiliate links down in the description below. Support the channel and buy the models you were going to buy anyway. And Ed Bailey, well done on the victory. And it's very true. Guard is a really bad matchup for Votan, because guard can equal Votan's shooting, and then we outrange them. So typically we get the first punch in. Yeah, I've never struggled into Votan with my guard. Yeah. Ed Bailey, thank you for another super chat, another giga chat. Yes. What's the lowest win rate for guards since 8th edition? I've honestly never really looked despite playing guards since like 4th. Remember when Timmy used to lift? Yeah, I probably need to bring some of the giga chads back, man. I probably do. The lowest win rate I think guard ever had, I think, was 19%. I definitely remember a 22% win rate. I think I I don't know. Let me have a look. I might have a screenshot of it in one of my videos. Right. Who remembers this? Who remembers this video, boys? Who remembers this video?
And join the pros. Art of War is led
Back in the day, man.
champions with decades of
I don't think I've done any giga chats in like 2 years, you know.
This night is cold and the
Decided to build the Batman Tactics Academy using my educational background as a teacher.
kitchen to the bathroom sinking.
I'm not sure if it's this one or it's not this one. It's not that one. There you go. $26. We've had lower than that. So, in case you guys are wondering what picture that is, that was the final of Adepticon a few years ago when it was Harlequins versus Harlequins. And that is how many Harlequin boats were on the board. Look at that. Actually ridiculous. Like, how stupid. So, yeah. Let's have a look. So, yeah, 26%. We've definitely had lower than 26. Definitely. Like... I would say, I'll say conservatively we had I think the lowest I remember seeing is a 22% win rate. Yeah. Yeah. So, pretty low. Pretty low. I want to say a big thank you to Pete Jobson. Pete Jobson, thank you for the 15-month member flex. X-Force, baby! Yeah. Pete Jobson, thank you so much, man. Thank you for the 15-month member flex. Did you get a trophy for your Old World Tournament win? I did not get a trophy, but they have a wall, and your name goes up on the wall on like a little brass nameplate. So hopefully it'll be there. I'll have a look for it tomorrow when I'm at Element. So I didn't get a trophy, but I should have been immortalized on the Element Legends board. I want to say a big thank you to Alexander. Thank you for the super chat, man. I got 2 games today. I put it on Discord with the list I want to play. Give me some advice, but I want to play only tank. Oh. See, this is what I was talking about before, right? This is what I was talking about before. Like, guard players will be like, I just got my ass handed to me. I could try and play the game properly, but no. I want to win using only tank. Like, Alex, I can give you advice. But in all truthfulness, all right, you are chaining my hands together. You're tying my hands together. Because, like, if you want to win, I can tell you how to win. I can tell you how to win. But saying I want to win, but I only want to use tanks is like... So you don't want to win then? I'm just saying. Right, let's have a look. I lost really hard versus Tal, 35 to 100. Carry on. I hit nothing on the Ah, man, I can't. I can't. This is. I lost really hard versus Tau. 35 to 100. Carry on. I hot knotting on the files. Tor. 3. And I win versus World Eater 65 to 50 on Search and Destroy on Scorch Earth with a new challenge cards. But this game's really close on my list. I played is on Hammer. Okay, so I don't quite get the first bit, but it's fine. 35. You lost 35 100. You won 65 50. Okay, what's your list? Lord Soul, a Deathcore Command Squad, Deathcore Infantry, Tank Commander with Vanquisher, with reroll to 1 hit enhancement, and Tech Priests. And then you've got 2 Artillery Siege Cannon, 3 Scout Sentinels, 2 Hellhounds, Vanquisher, Demonosaurus, Bane Sword. Okay. Okay. Few things going through my head. Somehow, you have managed to build a hammer list that has no infantry, but doesn't have enough tanks. I don't know how you've managed it. Alright. So. I'm teasing you a little bit, by the way. It's my style. I tease people a little bit. It's done in good humor. I don't want you to think I'm being a dick to you. First thing you want to do is save some points. You don't need the siege cannons. You don't need 3 scout sentinels. And you can definitely swap out your Deathcore stuff for Cadian stuff and save a few points. Demolisher Russes aren't really worth it either. Well, yeah, not really worth it. The Hellhound is good, and the Command Blob is good, and the Bane Sword is good. It would obviously really help to know what models you have in your collection or access to, so I can build you a legit tank list. Now, so to explain why you don't need certain things, you don't need the artillery in the list because you're playing Hammer of the Emperor. Your indirect fire should be, I'm going to take a tank and use smash through, and then I'm going to smash through this wall and see the stuff behind it. So you don't need the indirect fire. Lord Solar plus Command Blob. It's expensive, but it's fine. Then you have a Bane Sword, 480. Now, we want to take advantage of the Lord Solar's orders and the Command Squad's orders. So we're going to go for and we're going to need a tank commander. Okay. Let me throw some things down here. Some things don't need orders. That's true. Let me check the points. I need to check points 1 second. That's the wrong document. 1 minute. Okay. Okay. That doesn't actually help me. Yeah, okay. Yeah. How many points is that? Okay. Tank only, tank only, tank only. Interesting. Okay, so what's going through my head is you take the Lord Solar in a Cadian squad with the Cadian command squad. That gives you 4 orders. 3 for tanks, 1 for regiment. So you take a Bane Sword, because Bane Swords are cool. You take a Bane Sword and 2 Lemurus Vanquishers. So your Lord Solar orders the Bane Sword and the 2 Vanquishers. Then you take a unit of Scout Sentinels. Or Armor Sentinels. I've left you... There's a few points left over at the end. Scout Sentinels or Armor Sentinels, which the command squad can actually put its order into. Then you take a tank commander. I've gone for a Lehman Russ one in this case. But then you go for a tank commander and you give him Calm Under Fire. And then you take another Vanquisher and you take a Lehman Russ of your choice, really. Apart from a Demolisher. Well, you could get a Demolisher if you wanted to. And then you take 2 Hellhounds. So your list would be in total Lord Solar with a command squad and a Cadian squad, Bane Sword, Vanquisher, 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 Hellhound, Hellhound, Sentinels, Tank Commander with Calm Under Fire, Lehman Russ. I went for Scout Sentinels and a Lehman Russ Executioner, and that gives you 1,975 points. So, if you wanted to, you could upgrade the Sentinels to Armor Sentinels. That would leave you with 5 points left over. Or you could upgrade the... Or, not both. Or you could upgrade the Lehman Russ Executioner to a Demolisher. That would leave you with 5 points left over. If you wanted to afford both, then what you would do is drop the Bane Sword down to a Shadow Sword. Not sure that's worth it, but that's something you could do. That would save you 40 points. And then you'd have enough points to have a Demolisher. You'd have 65 points, which would be enough. You'd spend... It would be enough to get you the Armor Sentinels and the Scout Sentinels. And it would be enough to get you the Demolisher as well. And you might even have 20 points left over. Yeah. Which I'm not sure what you could do with, but that would be up to you. Yeah. And you would have 1 Titanic unit, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 other armored units. If you include the Sentinels. And everything would have orders, because you've got 7 orders, and you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 units that want to have orders. Hellhounds don't need orders. So there you go. That is how I would build a tank list with a tank only list. Apart from the command squad. There you go. There you go. That's how I do it. a lot more firepower, a lot more teeth. Don't know if it would be enough against Tau, but yeah. It's funny. I've had so many people tell me. I mean, even my good friend Auspex Tactics told me that Tau weren't going to be a problem. But every single person that has reported back from the front lines against Tau has had their rectum fisted. Absolutely fisted. So I think they're going to be a problem. Anyway, moving on. I want to say a big thank you to Nick Hatfield. Nick Hatfield, thank you very much for the super chat, man. Kadia stands. Say it like you mean it, boys. Hey. There we go, man. There we go. Nick Hatfield, thank you very much for the super chat, man. And Kadia stands. Indeed, it does, guardsman. In fact, in honor of Kadia standing, let's have a few words of inspiration from the good book. A profession of faith, because you have faith in Kadia. To be recounted at any time. With all my strength. With all my will. With every fiber of my soul. I pledge my soul and my faith to the immortal Emperor. The Shepherd of humanity. Ave Imperator. The Emperor protects. There we go. Yeah. There we go. I want to say a big thank you to Ishmael. Ishmael, thank you for the super chat, man. Is it bad that I want... Sorry, thank you for the giga chat. Is it bad that I want Battle Shock to be absolutely crippling so my commissars are necessary evil? I mean, okay, as long as we're saying it's crippling for everybody, because if you're not careful about these things, the monkey's paw will curl and Battle Shock will become absolutely crippling, but only for the guard. Yes, I think morale should be a much, much bigger deal. Much, much bigger deal. I like the way Battle Shock... I liked it when Battle Shock made your men physically run away. I like Battle Shock in Old World, and I like Battle Shock in Heresy. Yeah. Traditionally, even in modern warfare, the most casualties have been inflicted upon one side or the other during the rout. So during ancient and medieval times, when the lines of men would clash, most people on the front ranks would be pretty well armored. Not always, but be pretty well armored. And so it'd be like, unlike in the movies, armor actually did something. You stab someone in the head, it wouldn't go through the top of the helmet. No. Maybe, but typically what would happen is you would, maybe if you hit someone in the helmet, it would bonk off. But typically, if you tried to stab someone, it would go, it would bounce off. Likewise, everyone had big shields and all this kind of stuff. So typically, armor was actually pretty good at doing its job. But what happened is, when one side became exhausted and broke, people would get fucking cut down. Likewise, in Napoleonic times, as long as, while the infantry were like blasting at each other, the most casualties, by the way, the most casualties that got caused in ancient times, and medieval times, and Napoleonic times was actually disease, but we'll say battlefield casualties. Napoleonic times, like, the most, the job of cavalry was to cut people down as they ran away. Because it's actually really, really hard. Like, horses will not charge at a line of, despite what you've seen, horses will not charge at a line of fucking people. They won't do it. Elephants will. Horses won't. Horses will shy away. That's why if you form square, cavalry with swords basically can't get you because they just the horses just shy away. I mean, we're talking in vast generalizations. Please understand. I'm sure there are many examples of when horses would do it, but we're talking in vast generalizations. And then even in like modern conflicts, a huge amount of casualties tends to get inflicted in the rout. I mean, it's an example. It's not a modern example, but in the, I believe it was the 1993 Iraq War, you had the Highway of Death, which was when all of the Iraqi armor and vehicles was like fleeing, was just bombing it down this this one highway, and they were basically panicked. They were basically fleeing, and they weren't trying to like provide have any anti-air cover or anything, and the coalition planes just came in and just started doing its thing. So the point is that most damage is done in a rout. Most damage is done when people flee. And the purpose of combat is to make the other guy break and run away, call it quits and say, fuck this. That's when advances tend to be made. That's when territory tends to be gained. And 40k just does not represent that in any way, shape, or form. Like, you're going to have one guy, one lone guardsman, who is, out of his whole platoon, he's the one survivor. And even when he fails his battle shot test, he can still push forward towards the enemy and start shooting them. I mean, yeah, on occasion, that should be cool and badass, but not every time. In the past, what would happen if you had one lone guardsman left over? Unless you rolled a double one, you'd roll your battle test, you'd roll your 2d6, and you'd have to roll double one. He would start fleeing, and he would slowly flee off the board. How it is in Old World now. Yeah, Battleshock just feels so low impact. Like, even Bolt Action does it better. Bolt Action is a very simple system. If you fail a leadership test, which is caused when you take half casualties in one go, then what happens is your unit just disappears. The whole unit dies. Which can be huge because it can show that a flank's collapsed. And you don't really have flanks being... And the thing is, I think, Ishmael, one of the reasons why 40k has become ever increasingly more lethal, and more dice have ever increasingly been added into the game, as morale has ever increasingly become low impact. Because if the only way you have to win a flank, to win a firefight, to win a particular engagement on one side of the board is to utterly wipe out and destroy every model your opponent has, then of course you need to be hyper lethal. The reason why Bolt Action can get away with having less dice and yet shit still dies, the reason Old World can get away with having less dice, with having a souped up Chaos Lord having less attacks than a Khorne Berserker, a basic Khorne Berserker in Warhammer 40k, is because it's not about just killing your opponent. A dragon can fly up to a unit of Empire State Troops, and if they fail their terror test, that State Troop unit will just start breaking and running off the board. It's a fucking dragon. If they... if a unit flees and gets routed and the enemy catch you, they destroy the whole unit. So, yes, morale needs to be made really, really impactful. It needs to be made manageable, but impactful. Again, I would say look at Old World and look at Bolt Action. Bolt Action is like, you can have guys who are like leadership 11 stubborn. which means they're always leadership 11s. The only time they break is on a double 6. Okay? But each one of those guys, each one of those guys with any kind of like good equipment is going to be costing you like 20 points. Minimum is going to cost you like 14, 15 points. And then you have to take into account the officer tax as well. So if you average it out, it's at you're looking at about 16, 17 points. In a game where there's only 12, 50 points, and in a game where the average point cost of a dude is like 10, you can have souped up elite troops, but they're going to literally cost double. And by the way, leadership 11 stubborn is very uncommon, but it's actually very, very meta, and I think it's going to become. I think it's going to be the way to do it. Yeah. It's very, very like. I love running Fallschirmjäger now because the leadership 11 stubborn with an officer nearby. It's so cool. So yeah, Ishmael, they need to make morale impactful. Then they can take the number of rerolls out of the game. Then they can take the number of lethality out of the game, the number of dice out of the game, and they can fucking balance the ship. That's what they need to do. Because the problem right now is that everybody just sees 40k through the lens of killing, and they don't see. They don't have any tool. They always make morale really shit, and they should make morale really impactful. I want to say next a big thank you to Scully, my boy. Scully, thank you so much, man. I posted a list on stream discussion for the recon detachment we talked about at the start of the stream. Let me know what your thoughts are. Much appreciated. Let's take a look, Scully. Lord Solar Leontus. Cading Castellan, Cading Castellan, Cading Castellan. Cading Command Squad, Cading Command Squad, Cading Command Squad. Krieg Command Squad. 60 Cadians, 10 Death Corps, Ratlings, Death Riders, Death Riders, Death Riders, Basilisk, Vanquisher, Kaz Assassin. I understand it's top heavy, more after the abilities, floating around the idea of 2 squads of Ratlings, but I think the Kaz will bring more versatility to the table. My damage will be lacking, so I need to focus on movement aspect each unit brings. Any ideas? I don't really see what the Vanquisher's doing for you. I would definitely trim the top. I would go for Cadian Castellans or Cadian Command Squads. And out of the two, I'd probably go for Cadian Command Squads. Extra firepower and extra ties embedded with the recon detachment. 100%. So, get rid of the 3 Castellans. You just don't need them. The sustained hits really isn't. There's nothing to write home about. And you don't need to fall back and shoot because you have got the Death Riders who will be doing your screening for you. If you play well, that should work. I really don't know if you need the Lord Solar. In fact, let me rebuild the list for you, mate. You need the Lord Soul of the Basilisk. I respect that now. Okay. I have a list. Okay, I've got two lists for you. First one is 3 Cadian blobs with 3 Cadian command squads. Then you take... Oh, did I miss something? Alright, 1 minute. It's alright. I missed something. Sorry, bud. Okay. So, 3 Cadian... No, I didn't miss it. Fuck my life. Alright. Sorry, man. Okay. So, 3 big blobs of Cadians with command squads. 2 big squads of Death Riders and 1 small squad of Death Riders, because sometimes you're only going to want a small squad for the job. 2 Basilisks. And then we've got the Assassin and the Ratlings. Then we went for the Lord Solar. The Lord Solar is just going to join one of the Cadian blobs. It's not that bad if he dies. He's not like absolutely turbo essential. It's just he's nice to hand out some orders to the Basilisk and an extra CP. Do you know what I mean? So if he gets pushed forward, he gets pushed forward. Then I went for an artillery team so that the Lord Solar would have 3 indirect fire options to order around. Because I think when I ran Recon, I really missed not having enough indirect fire. And then I went for 3 squads of Kazakin, because they're great. And I went for a Scout Sentinel and a Commissar. Scout Sentinel because you want a cheap unit that can scout forward. And a Commissar because you want a cheap unit that can go in reserve. So that was my sensible list. I was like, you've got plenty of infantry there. Plenty of indirect fire there. Plenty of orders there. Primary game, secondary game. And you've got, you know, you've got your anti-infiltrate, you've got your infiltrates and all that kind of stuff. Alright? Alright. However, I did have another list. And here it is. 3 squads of Cadians with command squads. 2 large squads of Death Riders and 1 small squad of Death Riders. 2 Basilisks. The Lord Solar. An Assassin. The Ratlings. And the Commissar. All of that shared with the first list. And then I put in a Baneblade. Because the Recon Baneblade is a thing. And it would certainly help solve your damage dealing. 480 points, baby. Chris Clark, I stream every Monday to Friday. Normally I stream from 9 in the evening to about 2 in the morning, but I'm streaming a little bit late. I'm only streaming for a few more minutes tonight because I've got a tournament tomorrow. So yeah, Scully, you've got a sensible list and you've got a sensible yet memey list. Do with those what you will, my friend. There you are. Last but not least, I want to say a big problem A big problem. A big thank you to Ed Bailey. Thank you, Super Chat, man. Why do you think Tau are going to be a problem, Daddy? Fuck's sake. Daddy, fuck's sake. All right. Quickly, I think Tau are going to be a problem because, well, firstly, if you gave Guard that many stacking buffs, it would be a problem. Secondly, they're basically cheaper than Guard now. Thirdly, they're more maneuverable than Guard, generally speaking, as a faction. And fourthly, because I have experience to draw upon. And fifthly, everyone who's gone up against them since the update has been butt fucked. You don't want peace, you want problems, baby. Let's go. That last list is 60 over. Let me have, it isn't, mate. Let me have a look. 185 times 3 for the Cadian blobs. Oh, the Death Rider squads are 2 10-man squads and 1 small squad. So I've got 185 times 3 plus 120 plus 120 plus 60. Then plus 140 for the first Basilisk, 140 for the second Basilisk, plus 100 for the Assassin, plus 100 for the Ratlings, plus 150 for the Lord Solar, plus 480 for the Baneblade, plus 30 for the Commissar. Oh, fair. Sorry, Scully. Scully, disregard my disregard. There we go. So yeah, Bailey, I think Tau are going to be a big problem. I think they are. Yeah. Ed Bailey, thank you so much, man. No, lastly, your job, Timmy, and dance, Timmy, dance. You want these titties, Ed Bailey? There you go. You got a titty dance off me. Right. Gentlemen. I'm going to have to wrap things up. I've only been streaming for 3 hours. I know. I'm bloody sneaking off after barely doing anything. But I have to try and get at least 5 or 6 hours sleep before the tournament tomorrow. I've got to be... Yeah, I've got to be up at like 7 o'clock tomorrow. And I'm going to struggle to do that because of my sleep pattern. So yeah. There we go. But before I rush off and be very rude, let me firstly check to make sure I've not missed anything on the tipping link. No, we're all good. So let me take a moment to say thank you. Thank you to all of you guys that joined tonight. Thank you to all of you guys that supported tonight, that liked, subscribed, all of that good stuff. Special shout out to Cosmic for the tank and for the big super chat. And also special shout out to Fear Factory for the 50 gifted memberships. Big shout out to everyone though who did support. And I do want to apologize for the slightly for the much shorter stream. But if you want your tournament after action reports, you've got to let me get to bed early. There you go. It does feel wrong. It feels like I was just warming up, but that's it. I got to be strong, boys. I got to be strong. Before we go, we got John Shepard coming in here. John, my boy! Thank you for the super chat, mate. Pitch review discussion. All right, this is the last one. Last one. Okay. God damn it, that Ishmael is bloody coming in. God damn it. You guys like, you'll never leave, Mordian. It's like, sorry, Sam, I can't make it all. I got to bed last minute. Only got 1 hour's sleep. They kept me streaming. Let's have a look. John, spotter added the sniper bays. These heavier armor troops were added to lighter troops during the wars of the units they used to fight until exhaustion, then moved to the back, and then they recovered after they used to charge back into the fight. They used to start the fight. Yes. Yeah, because if you didn't rotate your troops out, you got tired, and that's when the line would break and people would start getting routed and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Dude, I love it, man. It's such a cool sniper model. Chain of command, baby. Chain of command. I love it. Hey, there you go. Yeah. I've actually worn a suit of armor like that. And I've actually done some medieval combat, like recreation kind of stuff. I only did like a day of it. Didn't like do like a... It's not like a thing I do all the time. I wish I could, but I don't have the time for it, unfortunately. Absolutely exhausting. After 5-10 minutes, you are of like proper... Yeah, you're just absolutely on your ass. The people that wore this stuff must have been unbelievably hard as nails, man. Unbelievably hard. Yeah. Ishmael, my boy. Ishmael, thank you for the Giga Chat. Yes. Just ordered 14 boxes using your affiliate link. Get some sleep, man. Hey, Ishmael. Thank you. Thank you for the support, and thank you for using the affiliate link, bro. Thank you. That really, really, really does mean a huge amount and really, really helps. Especially such a big purchase like that is going to really fucking smash it, man. Thank you. 07, you magnificent bastard. Ishmael, you're an officer, a gentleman and scholar. There we are. I want to say a big thank you next to Major Problems. I don't want peace. I want problems, always. Major Problems, thank you for Super Chat, man. Good hunting, sir. Give him hell. 07. Dude, thank you for the support, man. And I will do my very best. For those that are curious about what list I am running, I am running I'm running combined arms. I'm running 2 tank commanders with all of the plasma and 1 with Grand Strategist. I'm running 3 Lehman Russ Vanquishers because I fucking love Vanquishers. I'm running 5 Chimeras with Catachans in them. 1 Scout Sentinel. 2 artillery teams. And I think I've got 1 Commissar in the list as well. It's the list that I used on the last live stream battle report. And I've taken it because even though it's not particularly meta, this tournament will be the first time that I will have played the new missions. So, and this is a list that I am very, very familiar with. It's a list I probably have the most reps with out of any list, not just in 10th edition, but generally speaking. So my thinking is that I'm playing on terrain that I know, WTC. I'm playing with a list that I know, Trad Mech Guard, traditional Mech Guard. And the only thing that I'm going to need to learn and worry about is going to be the missions. It just gives me, I've got a lot less to worry about. Hey, Willario, man. Fucking hell. Willario's keeping me here now. Let me have a look. Let me just, results of the poll and then wank off Willario. Results of the poll. 59% of you think Guard is in a decent place and can win games. Nice. So, the vast majority of people think that Guard's doing decently at the moment. Yeah. That's fair. That's 130 votes. That's not a small sample size. That's all right. Yeah, nice. That's cool. Scribbles, thank you for reminding me about that as well. Nice, man. I want to say a big thank you to Willario, my boy. Willario, thank you so much for the 5 kick subs, baby. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Dude, thank you so much, Willario, for absolutely smashing it. By the way, not only do I say thank you for the kick subs, not only do I want to say a big thank you for being an absolute Giga Chad, but I also want to say, Willario, I have picked up the boxes. I have all of the boxes now. I would have opened them tonight, but it was a shorter stream, and I didn't want to rush it. I wanted to just, when I do it, I want to be able to do it properly and not feel like I'm just like rushing through it. Do you know what I mean? I want to give it the due care and attention that it deserves. I will probably be opening them on Monday. The only exception to that will be is if I take Monday off, which I might do if I'm very tired from the GT, but we'll see. We'll see, okay? We'll see. Otherwise, Willario, yes, next stream that I do, we'll be opening up some big-ass boxes. There we go, man. There we go. Thank you so much, Willario, Lower Decks, Major Problems, Ishmael, and John Shepherd for sneaking in and getting some cheeky super chats there at the end, boys. Fucking fantastic and phenomenal effort. By the way, quick shot before I go. I wanted to mention this with Willario doing the Kick subs. I do stream on Kick and I do stream on Twitch as well now. And supporting on Kick like Willario does is a great way of supporting the channel because it does mean that basically when you support on YouTube, I get 30%, I get 70% of what you donate. When you support on Kick, I get 95%. So it's just worth mentioning that because I know some of you are like, fuck Google, fuck the man. So I always like to mention it. So if you want more of your money to go to the creator, that's a good way to support. But I'll stop rattling my tin cup now. But I always like to try and mention it because I always appreciate it when people, you know, I always appreciate every support I get, of course. But I always appreciate it when, you know, we get people on, supporting on Kick because it's a great way of supporting the channel. But all of it, like I said, all of it is fantastic. And I know most of you are like, I just like YouTube. And I get it. I get it. I like YouTube too. All right. All right. So, I think that's it. Boxer Foxer, sorry if this question has been answered, but what year did you start playing 40k? Started playing 40k ever 1998. My brother came home with a tactical marine with a Dark Elder head stuck on it and went, we're playing this game now. But I wouldn't really, I was only 5, so I wouldn't really count that. Started playing Warhammer competitively 2011 when I was 18 and I was at uni. Yeah, about 2011, maybe 2013. Yeah. All right. I want to say a big thank you to, did I say thank you to Lower Decks? Lower Decks! I don't know if I said thank you to you. Lower Decks, thank you for the super chat, man. Take the table, sir, and give them 6 of the best. 6 of the best, trousers down. Always, mate. Always. All right, gentlemen. Let us finish on a, let's get an outro song. All right, I got it. Gentlemen, thank you for watching. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for following. Thank you for all of your support on Twitch, YouTube, and Kick. Thank you to everyone that went above and beyond the Call of Duty. Massive shout out to Cosmic. Massive shout out to Fear Factory. And as always, I hope you enjoy the stream, and I'll see you guys next time.